Hey guys, JB here. It's 10 o'clock, so I really want to just kind of, I'm usually tired close to the end of these, but, you know, it's a very good night of wrestling. Uh, well, like three or four of them. Four of these matches were really, really great. Obviously, tonight was WWE's first only women's pay per view Evolution, and the women of the roster got their chance to shine, like their true like chance to shine, and they knocked it out of the park, I'd say. Well, let's just run through the result. Yeah. So obviously, like the opening match, Trish Stratus and Lita versus Alicia Fox and Mickey James with Alexa Bliss at ringside. That was fine. There's a couple of botches, like the ref about to count to three, but legitimately stopping and then waiting for Alicia Fox to pretty much not break up the pin, but it still counted as breaking up the pin. He legitimately stops before she even like gets in the ring, I think. Uh, but yeah, that was pretty odd. But I mean, it was cool to see Trish and Lita again. Trish got a win over Mickey. I guess that makes up for Mickey's win over Trish at WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure Mickey won that match. But like, yeah, Trish and Lita win. We saw Lita do a moonsault. That was pretty cool. So yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just really tired. Personally, my favorite match of the night: Tony Storm versus Io Shirai. The end of the Mae Young Classic. Tony Storm picks up the win. Fantastic match. Like, I loved it. Like, I watched this with my stepdad. It was really good. Personal favorite of the entire night. Um, the NXT Women's Championship, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. Uh, Surprisingly, Jasmina, Jasmine, Jasmine Duke, and Marina Shafir. I think I'm saying their names sort of right. Please don't get mad at me if I'm not. Uh, like it was really, I'd say it was really good. Uh, Kyrie like flipped. Kyrie flipped. Sorry, Kyrie flipped Shayna over the rail, and she landed on those two, and then they got involved, which allowed Shayna to get the win, and to get her in the chokehold, and she passed out, and now Shayna Baszler is once again your NXT Women's Champion. Fine, kind of weird that they took it off Shayna just to give it back to her, like a month or two later. It's just kind of weird. Like, I was really happy when Kyrie won it. I mean, Shayna's cool. Like, I like Shayna as a wrestler. I think she's a good, like, legitimate fighter and wrestler. Like, it mixes as well for her as it does for Ronda. Like, I think they're both really good at incorporating martial arts, like mixed martial arts, into their wrestling styles. Yeah, it's really good. The six-woman tag match, like they do every single week, except this time it's on pay per view. Riot Squad against Sasha Bailey and Natalya. For some reason, Sasha Bailey and Natalya won. Don't know why. It's not like they, they've beaten these three before. I think. I don't know if they have or if they hadn't, but like, nothing was gained by them winning. And I was really pulling for the Riot Squad too. The match itself was fine. All six women did a good job. I'd say. But like I was really pulling for the Riot Squad, especially since the Riot Squad, like they all three of them dressed up as like horror movie monsters. Like Liv dressed up as Pennywise, Sarah dressed up as I think Leatherface, and Ruby dressed up as Jigsaw. and it was really cool. It sucks that they lost, but hey, like Sasha like used the Eddie Guerrero's, you know, frog splash. Uh, Bailey used Macho Man's elbow, so I guess that was their way of saying that. I guess that was their way of saying because we've incorporated these moves now they can't kick out. Yeah, it's fine. The match is fine. The women's battle royal. Yeah, they had a lot of legends in there. Some I didn't even think would be there, like Ivory, and who else was there that I didn't expect? Yeah, Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze was in there, and like I think it was good. There were a few awkward moments, but like just it was fun. And at the end of the day, Nia Jax won. She made her. I'm sure she made her mother. Sorry, her aunt. Her aunt. Very proud because like her aunt was like The Rock's mom. I think her name is. I'm not even gonna say her name because I'm afraid I'm gonna get it wrong. Like The Rock's mom and her aunt was there, and like it was really like a great moment. Uh, I think just two more. Yeah, because it's like this felt shorter than normal pay per view, which I'm actually like because the normal pay per views go like so long. I'm actually kind of happy for that. It was like there were like as many matches here as there needed to be. Like there was a tag match and a special stipulation match. A fairly interesting main event, battle royal, and a tournament qualifying match and an NXT match. There were as many matches as there needed to be. There weren't just matches thrown in there just for no reason. So, and there were no matches on the pre-show. They took the entire pre-show to build up the actual card, which I appreciate because I don't think matches should really be put on the pre-show because either they end up being the best match, which is pretty rare. It's like you're literally getting the best match on the pre-show, or it's like just a pointless match that they just put there just to put there. So I'm glad that they took the time on the pre-show to build up the actual card. And that this was like an hour less time than they usually spend on the other pay-per-views because they just throw in random matches on those pay-per-views. So like you can tell they were taking this 100% serious. Though Michael Cole did slip up at some point during one of these matches and refer to one of the women as like a man. It was just a slip of the tongue, so it's like it wasn't like anyone being sexist or anything. It's just like a slip of the tongue because like he's used to saying he's used to like calling a lot of matches, and a lot of those matches are usually men's matches. So I don't really think anyone should harp on him too much, but like that was like it was really embarrassing when like he said it on commentary because like this is a women's pay per view and you just refer to them as men. It was just a slip of the tongue, and he like immediately corrected himself, but it was like kind of awkward listening to it. But Charlotte versus Becky, they made Becky look a bit weak here. Like there's this moment where like she toppled over like Charlotte with a bunch of like chairs and stuff, like and Charlotte like got up, and then Becky was like standing back even though there's like weapons all around them, and Charlotte's like limping. For some reason Becky's like backing off for some reason. And then like since this is one of those stipulations where you have to be down for 10 seconds or 10 referee seconds. By the way, the referee was being like completely inconsistent in how he was counting. Like you can tell sometimes he would take like 3 seconds for one count or like forever just to even start counting. And then he'd just start counting immediately. And then like because this is one of those stipulations where like you can't like win by pinning or submission, they do that thing where they make like Charlotte put Becky in a submission and then Becky starts tapping out. Becky won the match with a power bombing Charlotte through a table, which looked cool. But like, I hate it when they do that. Like when they make someone tap out in a match where you're not, where it doesn't matter if you tap out. Like Becky's still the champion, and Becky still won the match, which I'm happy for. Like Becky all the way. But like, please WWE, stop making her look weaker compared to Charlotte. Like, it just showcases how biased they are towards some people. Like Charlotte's great, but like in some situations, just let some people look stronger over others. And that's my biggest problem with the final match, Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella with Brie Bella at ringside. Nikki Bella got in a bit too much offense. It got a bit annoying. But at the end of the day, Ronda Rousey still was selling great and she still won. Like, like cross arm breaker, I think is how they call it. I think that's what they call it. And like she, wrecked Nikki and Brie. I just feel like those two got in too much offense on her because like she's a legitimate fighter and she's selling for these two. Like even though she's proven in the past that she can take on multiple people at once, but at the end of the day, Ronda Rousey like still champion, still looking strong, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that was all the matches. My personal recommendation: the NXT Championship match between Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, and the Mae Young Classic match between Tony Storm and Io Shirai. Io Shirai versus Tony Storm is my favorite one, personally. But that was a Evolution success. Like, I don't think I was bored in any single match. So, props WWE. This is definitely taking a step towards the future. This was definitely Evolution. That's all I had to say. See you guys.